I'm gonna ask for unanimous.
We almost ready?
Oh, I know she was.
Oh.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I wish the tide matched it a little bit.
Sorry, Jeff.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's regular meeting of the Woburn City Council of June 4th, 2024. Just a reminder to everyone, tonight's meeting is being recorded for broadcast. Please silence your cell phones. If you are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Higgins, if you would call a roll, please.
Counsel Campbell.
Present.
Counsel Demers.
Present.
Counsel DeMambro.
Present.
Counsel Ferrullo.
Present.
Counsel Mercer Bruin.
Present.
Counsel Papalato.
Present.
Counsel Toro.
Present.
Counsel Viola.
Present.
President Dillon.
Present.
Make a motion to dispense with the reading of the previous minutes journal and approve.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
First item on the agenda is under communications from His Honor the Mayor is the order the sum of $750,000 be transferred from overlay reserve account to OPEB trust fund account.
Make a motion the matter be referred to the Committee on Finance.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Next item on the agenda is petition for Social Capital, Inc. for a special event permit to allow Juneteenth celebration at the Woburn Public Library on June 15, 2024, with a request for waiver of umbrella liability insurance.
Mr. President, due to the time-sensitive nature of this petition, I'd like, with unanimous consent, to make a motion that we grant the event permit with the waiver.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes. Thank you very much.
Next item on the agenda we have is Sanctuary Medicinals, Inc. request for minor modification to special permits dated October 11th, 2018 and March 14th, 2023 by replacing condition 1 with updated hours of operation at 130 Commerce Way. A communication dated May 14th, 2024 was received from attorney James A. Giuliano.
Make a motion the communication be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
And that we suspend the rules to allow the petitioner's representative to speak on the matter.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes.
Good evening, Mr. President, and members of the council. For the record, Attorney James Giuliano, Giuliano Law Group, 607 Main Street here in Woburn, representing the petitioner, Sanctuary Medicinals, Inc. If you may remember, this is a petition back from 2018, which was issued pursuant to Section 5.133C and 825 of the zoning ordinance to allow for recreation, and subsequently in 2023, when the new rule came around, it was also granted a special permit pursuant to 32.3 to amend the 2018 special permit for adult use. We're here tonight as one of the conditions to the 2023 special permit. It was requested that the hours of operation were from 8 a.m. to, from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. Monday through Saturday, and Sunday from 10 a.m. through 7 p.m. We're requesting an extension to that. I did speak to Councilor Darlene Bruin, and we had a conversation about this. We are looking to see and amend my original request, to amend it to 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So we're looking to keep the original time in the night, but extend it 2 hours in the morning, Monday through Sunday. We are going to request an amendment to that condition. In addition to that, we did speak again to Councilor Mercer Bruin, and we decided that we are going to speak to the Chief of Police regarding the lighting. I think lighting was determined to be a little bit insufficient. We are willing to take that on wholeheartedly, and I think probably the better way is just to speak to the Chief and see what is required rather than just throw a light on there, and it may not be enough. But we are willing to work with the city on that and make sure that there is sufficient lighting for the parking lot late at night when it gets dark. So obviously we are requesting again to extend the hours pursuant to that special permit from Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So
Thank you. Yes, Councilor Bruin.
Thank you, President Dillon. Thank you, Attorney Giuliani. I appreciate the conversations we had, and so everyone knows, I also spoke to Chief Rufo. I was very concerned about going to midnight, and as you know, we're not going to do that. But at the end of the day, it seemed to be a good compromise to let them extend their hours in the morning. Didn't seem to be no harm in that. But in my discussions with Attorney Giuliano, I have been concerned about the lack of lighting down there. It's very, very dark. So that will be a new condition of the permit in order to get the extension of the hours in the morning. But I agree that, it would be appropriate to see and hear from the police department as to how much it should be. It is very dark. I'm not asking you to, or your client, to light it up like Fenway, but that back of the building definitely is lacking. But again, I agree to that. They can assess it and say 1 or 2 or 10. I mean, they might say 10. I don't think they will, but it will still be a condition. I think you understand that. Right?
Yes, yeah,
okay,
I think,
okay.
We'll work with the police department and whatever they see fit is amenable to my client.
Right,
Yep.
okay. So I'm happy to move this along tonight if the council is so willing, but that's where we're at this point.
Thank you. Councilor Demirs.
Just one question. Councilor Giuliano, are these, so you're saying Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.?
Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., correct. So we're
Okay.
keeping the
And are
original
these-
closing
is
time.
Is that timeframe throughout the week similar to what other communities have been?
It is, yeah, and that was sort of what sparked the request. I think Melrose has actually 8 a.m. to 12 or
Okay.
midnight. A lot of them are at least 11 o'clock, and we're compromising on the earlier part of the day where people, not only the adult use but the medicinal use before work. So yes, it is consistent, if not less restrictive in other communities.
Okay, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Councilor DeMambro.
I just want to make one request, Attorney Giuliano, through the counselor, Mercer Bruin. My suggestion would be dark sky compliant, just because there's emblem 120 across the street. There's a lot of apartments that face that building. I'd hate to light that thing up like a stadium and, people start complaining on that side of the building. So I would just ask that whoever they have for an electrician, dark sky compliant.
Absolutely.
Wall units or whatever they're going to put in over there. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Viola.
Thank you, Mr. President. I applaud what Councilor Mercer Bruin said. I would not have been in favor if this was going to midnight. And I've driven past there going to Target, and it is dark at night. And especially being an all-cash business, it's safer for everybody else there with it being lit up more so. Happy to see that there was, it was worked out between your, the business and Councilor Mercer Bruin, so.
Councilor Bruin.
Yeah, I just threw the chair to Councilor DeMambro. The portion of the building that I was referring to, and I agree we can make it dark sky compliant, absolutely. But that portion of the building does not face any residents, and it is very dark. As a matter of fact, the other side of the building gets some lighting from those other buildings.
Right.
It's just the behind is way too dark. So, just wanted to make sure everybody understood that.
Make a motion to return to the regular order of business?
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion the minor modification be granted.
Second.
Do you want the condition?
I'm sorry. I'll
need to
withdraw my
amend it.
motion.
Yeah.
Make a motion that the minor modification be granted as amended.
With,
The hours
there's no,
from-
there's no,
Okay, I'll withdraw that as well. Councilor Mercer Bruin, you're up.
I'll make a motion that the hours, the special permit modification be granted with the hours of operation being Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Second.
And an additional condition, there will be additional lighting added to the back of the building. A determination will be made by the police department as to how much lighting that should be.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Attorney
you,
Giuliano.
Attorney.
Next item on the agenda under public hearings is the NSTAR Electric Company DBA Eversource Energy for grant of location on Commerce Way. A communication dated June 4th, 2024 was received from Jacqueline Duffy, the right-of-way agent, requesting a continuance of this.
Make a motion that the communication be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Make a motion that the public hearing be open.
Second.
Motion and a second to open the public hearing. Is there anyone here who would like to
Need
speak?
a call,
Oh, I'm sorry. Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone here that would like to come forward and speak on this matter? Seeing no one.
Make a motion that the public hearing be continued to the regular meeting of the city council on June 18th.
Second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That passes.
next item on the agenda is Hannaford and Dumas Corporation for a special permit pursuant to section 5.1 subsection 40AB and various other sections at 24 to 26 Con Street. A communication dated, excuse me, there's no communications.
Attorney Tabby, how are you tonight?
Fine, thank you. Mr. President, members of the council, for the record, Joseph Tabby, Woburn and Redmond, 500 Unicorn Park Drive in Woburn, here on behalf of the applicant. We're close to finalizing the stormwater study and the site plan. At this point, we have completed, at the request of Councilor Papalato, he asked us to take a look at the site and see if modifications could be made to the site plan to allow for the truck vehicles, when they exit out onto Con Street, not interfere with vehicles parking along Con Street. So the client went out and hired a second engineer, Vanass & Associates, under their transportation department, to come up with a plan. So what I'd like to do is submit 10 copies of the plan for the record, and I'd like to request a further public hearing to your meeting in July.
Make a motion that the papers be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
So the plan that you're going to see here, shows the trucks being able to come into the site, circulate around the site, come out to Con Street, and not interfere with vehicles that are parked along Con Street.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you.
And at the next public hearing, we would present this plan formally, but we wanted you to have it in advance since it was ready.
Everyone's good? Do we have any questions for Attorney Tabby on this? Yes.
I will say that I've talked to Attorney Tabby, I've talked to the owner of the company, and they've been very good to work with. They've been very amenable to any changes that the neighbors have asked for, and they've been accommodating throughout.
Thank you, Councilor Papalato. Anyone else? Any questions? You have enough time to look at that, or we need a little more time?
Make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second to open a public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on this matter? Please come forward. Seeing no one.
Make a motion to continue the public hearing to the regular meeting of the city council in July. I would assume that would be July 16th, Madam Clerk? Second meeting?
It's July 16th if you cancel the meeting that's later on in your agenda for July 2nd.
Why don't we
Say July 16th?
say July 16th in the motion?
Excellent. Is a motion and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Next item on the agenda is 25 Everett Street Realty Trust for a special permit under sections 5.1 subsection 5 and 8.3.3 at 0 Walnut Street. There's a communication dated June 3rd, 2024, was received from attorney James A. Giuliano. Yep. We got that.
Welcome again, Attorney
Good evening, Mr.
Giuliano.
President, members of the council. For the record, again, Attorney James Giuliano, Giuliano Law Group, 607 Main Street in Woburn, on behalf of the applicant. We are requesting a continuance to your next meeting in July. We are, if you remember from the last hearing, there were some questions regarding additional parking. We have taken that into consideration. We are sharpening the pencil, so to speak, and looking to see if we can get long-term easements and/or add additional parking to that site. So Jack Sullivan, the engineer, is doing that as we speak. Obviously, Memorial Day was last week, so he lost a little bit of time there, but we are expecting to submit a plan, hopefully within the next week or two, give the council enough time to review it, and then be on for the next July meeting. So again, we are requesting a continuance to the next July meeting.
Any questions for Attorney Giuliano?
Can you,
Motion to
accept the
accept.
communication?
I'll make a motion that we receive the communication, make part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Yes.
No,
Counselor Denise.
just to comment to Councilor Giuliano, I wanna thank you and your client for actively looking
Of course.
for additional easements for on-site parking, to make sure that the impact on the public parking lot isn't as drastic as the original petition. So I do appreciate the effort
you.
being made there. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're hoping, to be honest, we're hoping we can, get the easements, get some easements that are available if we have the right discussions, and create some on-site. So that would be a great win for us both.
Great. Well, a great one for the city too, in terms of the parking.
I know.
Anyone else?
I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second to open a public hearing. Anyone here that would like to
Need to
speak
call
in
it-
this matter?
Call to a vote first?
First, is there a second?
There was.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Anyone here who would like to speak on this matter, please come forward. Thank you, Lindsay.
Hi. Sasha Hernandez, 13 Bennett Street. I just wanted to say, I live in Woburn Center. I can see City Hall from my house. I can see the municipal parking lot from my house. So I know what parking's like in Woburn. But also in the past year, we've had 3 neighbors move to Florida, Arizona, and New Hampshire because they can't afford to live in Woburn Center anymore. So even though I know the parking is sort of a crisis, the housing's also a crisis. And I am very excited to hear that maybe you can meet in the middle, because I think we really need those 8 housing units. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
comments. Anyone else who would like to speak in this matter?
Hi, Christopher Sylvia, 13 Bennett Street, and, well, we're getting continuance. But I did want to speak in favor of the proposal, putting commercial uses, putting that sort of stuff downtown. I think that's very important. And, as far as parking goes, City Hall parking lot off-peak, that's, a resource for people outside of work hours. During work hours, I could reasonably expect residents to have their cars where they are working, and then during the night, that's obviously it. So, I think that I'm glad to see that this proposal is moving forward and we can get some, in the middle. And I really hope the council can, try to do everything we can to bring activity and people and businesses to our downtown area. I think it's great. And let's get a doctor's office. That'd be nice.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
comments.
Thank you.
Make a motion that the public hearing be continued to the regular meeting of the city council on July 16th.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a
Good
good
night.
night.
Next item on the agenda is Via Thai Restaurant, DBA Saigon Eatery for special permit under section 5.1, subsection 29, 7.3, and 8.2.5 to allow for a modification of previous special permit, as well as a fast food restaurant at 299 Mishwam Road.
Okay,
Again, Attorney
Mr. President, members of the council, Joseph Tabby, Reuben and Redmond here on behalf of the petitioner. As you know, we were before you 2 weeks ago on this proposal, which deals with a mom-and-pop local restaurant operator. And at the time of the last public hearing, we had just received the required traffic assessment that was delivered to Jay Corey a couple of days later into the Memorial Day weekend, and our traffic engineer was off after Memorial Day, returned on Monday, was not able to get together with Jay before today's meeting, but he does have a call with him later this week, and then Jay will get his memorandum to the city council. So we're asking this to be continued to your next meeting in June.
Thank you.
Make a motion the public hearing be open.
Sorry.
Yes,
I'll withdraw.
Counselor Boone.
Thank you. Attorney Tarby, I'm happy to send it forward for continuance. As I was thinking about when the traffic plan came down, I forgot that we were all in the midst of short weeks and all that. I don't anticipate, and from what I was looking at for the traffic report, that there is any big surprises here. It would seem to me it's very negligible. So I'm hoping that we can see this move along at the next meeting. And I know during our last conversation here on this floor, we talked about the condition of that parking lot. You're aware of that, and that will be a condition to get that cleaned up. So I'm hopeful for this small business that we can move this forward at the next meeting, and I appreciate your patience with all of it and your client's patience as well.
It's that time of year, you know.
I know, but thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes. Seeing no one.
I'll make a motion that we continue the public hearing to the regular meeting of June 18th.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Thank you, Jim.
Attorney
Have a good
Darby.
night,
Have a
Joe.
good night.
Under committee reports, finance, in the order that the sum of $219,589.15 be transferred from drug task from various accounts to various salary accounts.
Make a motion that the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
On the order that the sum of $50,000 be transferred from workers' compensation account to veterans' cash aid account, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
On the order that the sum of $48,500 be transferred from various Draper Street accounts and Signal accounts to Nashua Street, to Green and Nashua Street Project TEC Engineering Company, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second, and on the motion?
Yes.
Yes, I just wanted to comment about Councilor Papalatto's work on this, and commend you for getting this moving along so fast. This area has been a problem for a very long time, and for a very long time, all we heard is, we only can do this really big thing, so we can't do anything. And what's being proposed here is taking a look at some smaller solutions, so bravo to you.
Thank you. All I can say is that I hope that we can come up with some smaller solutions to stem that a little bit, because it's a nasty intersection.
Yep.
And anyone that passes through there would agree.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, Counselor Boone. Is there a motion and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
On the order that the sum of $110,000 be transferred from cemetery interest fund to various cemetery accounts for fiscal year 2025, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
On the order authorizing the mayor to accept donation from South End Italian Club in the sum of $130,086 for the Veterans Donation Fund, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
On the order that the sum of $100,000 be transferred from stabilization sped account to sped out of district account, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second. And on the
Motion
motion, sorry.
Yes.
I just want
Councilor
to
Bowe.
commend Maureen Ryan also for her work on the special ed out-of-district funding. She is vigilant on how these matters are handled, and handled to the letter of the law. And her work can be accredited for a lot of the unexpected funding that we got from the state. And we should absolutely give credit where credit is due. So thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Boone. A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
From the Committee on Liaison, on the order relative to electricity community aggregation under Mass General Laws, Chapter 164, Section 134, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
From the Committee on Personnel, on the reappointment of Shannon Ryan to the Woburn Board of Registrars of Voters, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
On the reappointment of Tracy A.R. Jolly to the Woburn Board of Registrars of Voters, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
From Public Safety and License, on the petition by Shamrock Running Club for a special event permit to allow for a road race at Spence Farm on July 4th, 2024, with request for waiver of umbrella liability insurance, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That
On the
passes.
petition by Church of the Living God for special event permit for music concerts on June 11th, 2024, and June 22nd, 2024, at Han Pond Ice Park, with request for waiver of umbrella liability insurance, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Mr. President, I'm going to make a motion that to amend the petition to include the following rain dates of June 12, 2024, and June 23, 2024. There was a late request from the petitioner.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Make a motion that the committee report be adopted as amended.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
On the petition for renewal of taxi cab license for Checker Cab of Woburn Inc. at 827 Main Street, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
On the petition for renewal of livery license for Checker Cab of Woburn Inc. at 827 Main Street, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
On the petition for renewal of secondhand dealers and secondhand collectors license from Musto Jewelers Inc. at 186 Cambridge Road, number 9, a committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Under communications and reports, a communication dated May 22nd, 2024 was received from John J. Devine, owner of Woburn Cab Company, Inc., 100 Ashburton Avenue.
Make a motion that the matter be referred to the Committee on Public Safety and License.
Second.
There's a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Under appointments and elections, a communication dated May 16th, 2024 was received from His Honor the Mayor, Michael P. Concanon, regarding appointment of Charles T. Culhane to the Woburn Golf and Ski Authority.
Make a motion the matter be referred to the Committee on Personnel.
Second.
There's a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Next on the agenda, a communication dated May 30th, 2024 was received from His Honor the Mayor, Michael P. Concanon, regarding appointment of Robert J. Klein to the Woburn Planning Board.
Make a motion the committee report, make a motion that the matter be referred to the Committee on Personnel.
Second.
There's a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Next item on the agenda is motions, orders, and resolution is an order canceling the July 2nd, 2024 City Council meeting.
Make a motion that that order be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
There is a late filing.
Make a motion that we suspend the rules to allow for the following late fining to be added to the orders of the day.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
This matter is the order, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Woburn that the 1989 Woburn Municipal Code as amended be further amended as follows, by deleting and replacing in its entirety Title 13 Public Services with a new Title 13 as attached. I don't know if you want to send this to committee.
Yeah, I'll make
I
a
don't know which
motion, I'll make a motion that the matter be referred to the Committee on Ordinance, Charter, and Rules.
Second.
There's a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Make a motion that we return to the regular order of business.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:28.
All right. Good night, everybody.